All right, Silly Sammy podcast episode 2. I should have done this yesterday, but I did record one yesterday. I'm still uploading episode 1 to my new YouTube channel. It doesn't have a custom URL. You need like a shitload of followers, subscribers on YouTube before you can get a custom URL, so it's just all scrambled. But whatever, I'm just throwing it out there, right? Yeah, like in the past episode, I want to keep it separate. Like this is a thing. You'll find it. I'll throw it in here and there on my Instagram stories as like a action item link for fun. Because yeah, I want this to be out there, but not really like my focal point. This is the captain's log, and only one who only the people who give a shit like or are curious of what the hell I'm doing should see it. Yeah, I don't whatever if lots of people see it, I don't care. And yeah, day 3. Yesterday was a weird day. It was a interesting day. There were some fun times and wobbles. So the fun times is I had this cute little monarch butterfly who was in a chrysalis on a milkweed plant I bought at a greenhouse like 2 weeks ago. It emerged yesterday. And I was laying in my bed and I was writing in my journal, and all I kept writing was like fun. It's like fun things, fun photos, fun critters, fun bugs, fun insects. I'm like, fun butterflies. And I was like, butterflies, and I scribbled out on the journal page, and I was like, shit, that butterfly probably emerged. And I just hopped out of bed and I ran straight down to the Jeep, and there was the butterfly just hanging out on the plant. I was like, oh shit. So I came back up. So there's at the farm I got a flower pot from Julia which contained like 3 jumping spiders, and they're really big jumping spiders, and they didn't stay in the pot, so they're just running around, bouncing around in my Jeep right now. So when I hit that note where it's like, oh fuck, the butterfly emerged, I was like, shit, I gotta go make sure it's okay. And then I picked the little butterfly up and I put her in the my little butterfly terrarium thing. It's just like a meshed cage. And I'm like, oh, I should be safe from the spiders there. Like that's like immediately what I thought when I was writing in my journal and I saw it. I was like, thought fun. And I was like, oh shit, that butterfly probably came out, and there was, put it into safety. And then I came back up, showered, did my cold shower, and I took off to Silver Spring State Park. And I went there and I walked around, and like I had the butterfly on my shirt. It was just like hanging out, and it was cloudy, so there wasn't a lot of sun going through, and butterflies require sun. They absorb it through their wings, and that makes that heats up their blood. So the wings are used to absorb the sunlight to heat up their blood to give them the energy to fly. And if you keep a butterfly in a cloudy environment in the dark, they have a hard time flying because they just don't have the energy to do it. So I was at Silver Spring State Park, and the butterfly, the sun came out, and the butterfly is on my shirt, and right when the sun came out, it spread its wings, and it was just loving it. And then it would fly cute little circles around, and then land, and I'd pick it back up, put it back on my shirt, and it was cool. It was fun. It was a good time. I spent yeah, I spent till like noon. So it was like I got to the park about 9 in the morning, and I stayed there till 2 in the afternoon. And then at noon, the butterfly finally flew off my shirt and went into this area of foliage with all these little plants, and just landed there. And then the sun was hitting it. I'm like, okay, that's the spot it wants to be. So I left it there. And I went and ate lunch, and then I still came back and it was still there. I was like, oh, that's cute, that's cool, it's still there. And then I went and got an orange, so I was like, maybe it wants some food. And then when I went back, it was gone. So I was happy it took off on its own. And that's cool. It's just, I like that. It's like the whole process, because I bought that milkweed. The gals at the greenhouse are like, oh, you like butterflies? Here's one already attached. I was like, great. And I planted so many flowers at the goat farm, Serenity Acres, and they were all doing great. Yeah, I was gone, and everything was doing good. And then the cows came and they ate all of it. Like, they ate all the flowers and trampled. I had all these little peat pots with seeds planted in them that were sprouting, and they trampled most of those. I salvaged quite a few. I think I got 10 out of the 30 or 40 I had planted, and I just put them up on the balcony so the cows couldn't get there. But the milkweed, obviously, it's like not a good plant. You don't want to eat that. So some cows did eat that, and they probably had an upset tummy, and that's why they stopped. But they stopped just enough to where the little chrysalis survived. And that was the first thing I did when I saw that, is I dug up the milkweed, put it in a pot, and threw it in my Jeep. I'm like, this one's surviving. Like, I'm not letting anything happen to this. I want to just emerge naturally in its area and go do its thing. So I intervened, and I feel good about that, because it's a pretty butterfly. It's monarchs. Like, they're wonderful little butterflies. And I was so happy. It's like I saw the chrysalis. It was dark. I could see the patterns on the wing, and I was like, oh, this is coming out tomorrow. And so, woke up, there it was. No spiders got it. I put it into safety, took it to the state park, which is filled with flowers and other monarch butterflies. And I just carried it. I just walked around the park with that butterfly on me for most of the day, until it flew off on its own. And I was happy. I'm like, yay. It's like, good, cows didn't eat you. Good job, little buddy. So there was that. And then the same, pretty much after I let the butterfly go, I got a call from my buddy Josh, who owns a hydro excavation company in Wyoming called Trex Hydro. And he was short of money. Like, I've been managing their social media since I started, and then they kind of kicked me out to a contractor role. Well, I left there, but they wanted to keep me on as a contractor, just to keep doing that. And I only charge them $500 a month, which is just fucking ridiculous. It's so low. And it's just, I care for them. Like, they're good. They're struggling, they're having their fits and hard times. But he called me. He's like, oh, we bought a third truck. Each truck is like $500,000, and he's like, oh yeah, we had to ask the bank for money, and so we got to cut costs. And it's like, this is, yeah, I can do that. So they wanted me to train them how to do what I did, and then not pay me anymore. So I don't know. I thought that was funny, and yeah, I'm not an idiot. I was like, oh, I get that. I'm like, you're gonna have to pay for me to train you, though. Like, I don't give a shit either way. Like, yeah, the day they called is like their monthly bill was past due. So, like, I didn't even, it's like I got to do that every month, and I'm just going on faith that they'll pay me. So, to get the one where they don't is funny. So yeah, I just sent him a little message. I'm like, here, fill this out. Like, just making sure. Like, here's a closing fee of $500, and you got to pay your past due before I teach you how to do this shit on your own. But the irony is they have access to do everything themselves. It's like they're fine. Like, so it's like you can do it yourself. And if you need me to hold your hand, like, you're gonna have to pay me for it. Which I think is funny. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I have zero expectation of that check ever going through. It just sucks because that was a nice income stream to lose. So I gotta make up for that somehow. And with all my stuff, I'm just gonna let the universe take care of that, because that is, I don't even know what to do. It's so weird. I've been living almost 2 years now without a normal job, and I'm fine. Like, it's weird. Like, shit just works out, and it's crazy. I let go. I still have like a few fingers on the steering wheel, and I think that actually hurts me more than it helps me. And I don't know. Like, I'm just interested in what unfolds next. Like, I don't even know. So I have I talked to the goat farm, so they have, Julia. I sent her and Wayne a text, and I was like, it would be cool if I spent the night there, Friday night, came over Friday, which is tomorrow, and stayed there to take pictures of the baby goats and then wrap everything up with Amazon, because I'm going to Louisiana, so I don't want to leave that. I still want another, wear together, because it's weird, like, as advanced technology is and how you can FaceTime and do all this shit together. It's just something about physically interacting with people. It does good. Like, it's a good thing. It makes things go better. I don't know. I kind of understand it, and it's probably like the crossing of timelines, the past and the future. And 10 years from now, everyone's gonna be doing, I shit you not, like, everyone's gonna have their own little brand. They're either gonna be working for another little brand, which is probably gonna be ran by their friend or something. And it's moving so fast. Like, I really think everyone's gonna have, all these big companies aren't gonna be around, except the really good ones, who take care of their employees, who are looking at the feeling aspect of their employees versus the dollar amount. When that shift happens, it's like everything's gonna just change substantially. Out with the old, in with the new. Most people like my age and younger are like, this old ass system needs to die, and it will. It's just the nature of time, and that's why we're here. This time space reality, which is funny. It's it is what it is. It's great. Like, there's only upside. Like, we're in the best of times right now, and so, like, that petty stuff from, tracks where they're wanting to do it themselves. Like, great, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care, and I don't even expect them to pay me their balance or their closing fee. It's just like, yeah, you want my time, you got to pay for it. It's I gave them a lot. I still care for them and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But everything will work out. And yeah, so I'm gonna be at the farm. We're gonna be playing with babies. There's a newborn baby boy goat that was 11 pounds. That is a big goat. So Cinnamon, the two she had, the boy was 6 pounds and the girl was 4 pounds. So combined plus a pound equals one of the other babies, which is a lot. That's a big goat. He looked like he was walking around right out the gate, which you probably expect from an 11-pound baby goat. And yeah, so I'm excited to go see them, play with them, and have fun there. Get more pictures, and I have some ideas of product photos, because everywhere I go, I've been taking this bar of soap with me in my pocket just so I can get some little photos. I want to get some videos, because I really think that farm is sitting on a gold mine, and the only reason people aren't finding it or buying from them is they don't know. So I want to fill in that gap, because they take it's like all the goats there, they're pretty much pets, like well cared for pets, and they take care of them. They like just feed them so good. Like, they even like special feed ones who don't eat well. They notice that and they take care of it, and they don't slaughter any of their goats. It's like they have a whole pasture, and it's the senior goats, and it's like the biggest group of goats on the farm. And it's they've given birth, they've had kids, and they've provided milk and all that, and they just have a special place. It's a really nice pasture that they just they feed them every day, and they take really good care of them. And they just live out their days enjoying life, which is really, really fucking cool. Like, it's pretty neat for people to do that. It's like they really care about their animals, and they care so much, and they take care. Their whole philosophy, they don't advertise it as much. The text is there, but you really got to see the farm to understand it. And I want to go there and get some video to capture that, so I can try and make some ads to get people to look at it. Like, I have an ad on my account right now that I budgeted $100 over 10 days just to it's just picture I took of the soap, and it's like best soap ever, just to help them out. I don't know how it'll do, but I want to do that, and I want to get the video to tell the story, because there's quite a story there. And if you're into high vibration, genuine things, it's like, from what I can see, that's the best goat milk soap you can buy, because for the energy level, most companies that make it, they use like powdered goat's milk. This fucking farm, like, they've raised the goats from babies, and they milk them every day, and they're just getting by. So They should have so many more sales. Like, you know, they should be making soap nonstop out of it. Because, yeah, and I watched them make the soap, and it's really, really fun. Like, they were having a good time. They were having fun. And it looked good. There we go. So I had to pee. So I had to pause the video, which is also the audio recording. That's fun. I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm pretty happy. I think it'll fill in some gaps. If anything, give some more, you know, entertainment from a different angle. I don't know. But yeah, let the butterfly go. Super stoked about that. That was such a good day. That, you know, to hit, yeah, and it was magical because, you know, I had such that good day, and then I got that bad news, and it didn't even faze me. Yeah, you know, it sucked, and I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, I was kind of done with that anyway. That's why I left. You know, never just do something because you think you should be doing it. Like, if it feels shitty and you don't like it, like, get the fuck out of there. Like, we're in new times. There's a lot of people on the old system, and that shit's gonna fall apart one of these days pretty soon. So, if you don't know what you like, if you're doing something you hate, like, fucking go do something else. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen, you know? Like, I'm running around, I'm flying by my pants strings, and shit just, you know, just let it go, you know? Let the universe take care of it. And, you know, one of my favorite speeches that they gave is, Esther's husband, Jerry, he loved fly fishing, and he was out on this river, and he would just run, and across the river there were little stones, and everywhere he ran, like, as he was moving, there was always a stone under his foot, and that blew Esther away. It's, you know, he just expected a stone to be where he stepped, and he, you know, just traveled with ease across the river, and there was always a stone there, and that's really what it is. That's what it's all about, and it's just gotta let it go. Just gotta, you know. I knew I was gonna lose that income stream with Trex. Like, I knew. It's just like, the second I heard they bought a third fucking truck, I was like, they're gonna be back in the poor mindset, and they're gonna cut corners everywhere. Except, you know, like, they'll still pay for maid service at their house and yard service, which, you know, it's whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I already saw that coming. I don't expect them to pay, like, the overdue bill or the closing fee. I really don't. And I don't give a shit. It's good to get closure there, because, yeah, it was a pain in the ass. It took me a lot of time to make, like, their monthly social media, just to figure out what to say and how to say it and what pictures to use. Like, I put a lot of time and effort into it, and if they're gonna cut costs there, it's like, whatever, you know, I don't care. And that sucks. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. It's like, well, I don't have to figure it out. The solution's already there. The universe has it. I'm just on to my next thing. I'm gonna go play with goat babies on the farm tomorrow and Saturday, and then Sunday I'm gonna head westward towards Louisiana. I'll probably stay in Pensacola or somewhere on the coast of Florida for a couple days, and then I have a buddy, Brandon. Love the guy. He's a good shit. I'd like to learn more about his story. There's a lot there he doesn't talk about. He does. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, and I just want to see him and surprise him. He lives south of the fucking Mississippi, so that's a chore. In Louisiana, there's the Mississippi River running through it. New Orleans and like all the major cities are north of the Mississippi, so if someone's living south of the Mississippi, you have to go all the way around to like a couple bridges to cross the Mississippi, then to go over. Or I guess you could just swim across the Mississippi. That could be fun. And yeah, I want to see him, hang out with him, just get his little story. Maybe we'll do a podcast together. How fun would that be? That'd be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, podcast. I just want to document my story. I think I'm at the point where shit's really gonna unfold in a positive way for me. So prior to that happening, to get it on video and audio, I think is a good idea. Then it can help others. Like, maybe I have to get a fucking 9-to-5 job in the future to keep this shit rolling, or maybe I'm back at my parents'. Like, either way, I don't care. Like, I'm doing shit different. Like, I see the world as a machine, and I know everyone, you especially listening to this, like, everyone is good, everyone's great, everyone is using just a fraction of their potential. And all you gotta do is find that thing that gets you excited. Like, what do you do? Like, anything. It doesn't matter. And if there's nothing that gets you excited, that means you gotta go try some crazy shit. You know? Go fucking bungee jumping. Why not? You know, you get the thrill of it and the excitement. And you'd be like, oh, well, it's not, after it's done, you'd be like, oh, that wasn't that bad, and that was pretty fun. And then you can ask yourself, do I want to do this every day? And that's how you take a shit. Like, you just try it. You know, I found a weird knack. I love melting lead and pouring it into molds and making, I found fly tying very enjoyable. And I wasn't a fly fisher. I was in a fucking camper in North Dakota with nothing but time on my hands outside of work, and I was like, yeah, I gotta do something. And yeah, it would jump between melting lead, making bullets, reloading ammo. I just really like using my hands and making things. Like, it feels satisfying to complete something that I make with my hands, and I did that, and I was like, oh, it's great. Yeah, it's just something to do, and I liked it. And then, I got into the fly tying, and that's really intricate, because you have just this thin thread, and you gotta wrap around a tiny ass hook, and then you stick different materials on that hook, and you wrap it around, and you keep wrapping it around, and then eventually you get something that looks like a bug. And then to be where I'm at now, where I'm taking pictures of bugs, it's like, oh, maybe the fly tying was just to point me in the direction of bugs. I don't know, but I don't fly tie anymore. I sold all my stuff on eBay. It just didn't pique my interest. That's another good tip. If you lose interest in something, sell every fucking thing related to it. If you have a hobby and you've deemed you're done with it, sell everything. Like, fucking eBay, Amazon, whatever. Let go, Mercari, all that. Just get rid of it, and you'll thank yourself. A lot of people nowadays, they just have closets full of crap, and I myself am guilty of that. And I did really good. I emptied a whole cargo trailer. I sold everything in it. Last year when I was in Florida, and it was good. It was good. It felt good to get rid of all that. And it just shows you the wear of time on things. A lot of my bullet molds were all fucking. I typically got steel ones because they cost more, and they were easier to use because they didn't retain the heat as much. With the aluminum ones, they get so fucking hot that if you're trying to make a shitload of things at once, you'll get to a point where you're dropping molten lead out of the mold. And so the steel ones are better for that. And they cost more. And they rust. So I was going through all my shit and it was like all rusty. I'm like, ah. And I sold a lot on eBay. I did good. And then when I got to Florida, I just pawned a lot of stuff. I lost money on it, and I really didn't care. Is just getting rid of the extra weight felt better than losing a little money. I'm still here. I'm still going, and I'm back in Florida. So I don't know. Fucking weird how shit works out. That's today's episode. That's a good one. I don't know. It's segue. Like, I'm hanging out in my hotel today to record this. It's a lovely day outside. It's cloudy. I just really didn't have an urge to go anywhere. Just wanted to stay around here. I'm still uploading episode 1. It's fucking big. I'm recording this at 1080p, so that should knock it down and make it a lot easier. And I just launched a cloud formation template. In the cloud, I did some research on podcasts and how they work. And that'll be a fun thing. So I'll clean that template up a bit once I get it working. And I'll share that with the podcast, wherever I decide to put it on the website. And technically, if you're just starting a podcast, you could set up the Amazon Web Services account, run the file. You'd still have to buy a domain name, like myfuckingpodcast.com or whatever. Mine's gonna, I already have pocketmacro.com and it's in Amazon, so my podcast is gonna be podcast.pocketmacro.com. So I already have that up. And so essentially you could pay $10 a year for your domain. Sign up, through Amazon. You sign up, you register the domain. I highly recommend registering your domains through Amazon because they don't charge you a stupid fee for privacy protection. And that's just like, if anyone searches your domain and you register it through anywhere else without the privacy protection, they see your name, address, and email, and then you get a lot of spam mail and email. And with Amazon, it's just privacy protection is the default, and they don't charge you anything. You're just asked whether or not you want to keep it. Because some people want to be discovered that way. And yeah, it's cool. So have that. I'll make a fucking YouTube tutorial. That sounds like a good one. How I launch it, because I know a lot of people want to do podcasts, and according to Gary Vee, like, the audio is key, and I totally believe him on that, because most of the videos I watch on YouTube, I leave playing, I put it in my phone holster, and I just listen. I just listen to it. I don't really care what video or graphics they're showing. I don't care. It's like it's just the audio like gives you, and then you get to use your fucking imagination. So it's much better, much better. And I want to get on that. I really think this is gonna fill it. I don't know how. I expect this content to really fill in the missing pieces for my followers, like people who, you know, if you look at my Instagram, my TikTok, whatever, and you're like, how the fuck is this guy doing that? This will fill that in. It's weird content. It's different. It's not my normal, so I'm not gonna spam it all over the place. But I will, you know. It's like I'll have the YouTube channel, I'll have the podcast, and go there, and I'll link to it in my stories, and that'll be how I introduce it to others. If they're curious, they'll swipe up and listen. And yeah, if you're here right now listening to that, and you came from a swipe up link on my Instagram, awesome. Send me a message on Instagram. Be like, cool, I'm here, and I like it or don't, or you know, and I don't give a shit whether you like it or don't. Like this is my captain's log, because I'm just throwing shit out there and being fun. I don't know, like I was out eating fucking barbecue. There's a barbecue, it's called Sonny's Barbecue, just so I can see it out my window out across the street, and you know, I went there and I got, you know, brisket sandwich, and I just had a good time. Like the ladies there, yeah, I was on the call with Trex. They didn't want to sign the documents, and it's just like I got left hanging. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get some food, and they never called me back. So I went there and had a really good time. It was fun. It was refreshing. It was entertaining. You know, I got to tell a few people about bugs. One guy was talking about the fucking tarantula hawk, which is the wasp in Australia that lays its eggs in tarantulas. It's giant, and if you ever get stung by it, it's one of the most painful stings of any animal. So painful that the doctor recommendation is to just lay on the ground and start screaming. That's how painful it is. If you get stung by one, you just lay on the ground and start screaming, because the pain from their venom and their sting is just so excruciating. If you're moving around, you're actually more likely to hurt yourself. So it's just better to just lay down and scream through it. Which I think is funny. You know, I'd like to hold one of those one day and not get stung, because I you know, it's just like I'm comfortable with bugs and they're comfortable with me. It's like, yeah, I spent half fucking day with a butterfly. It wasn't scared or anything. I was just helping it fly, you know. I just hold it up in the air and it would fly off my finger and it'd do a little loop-de-doo, and I'd pick it back up and hold it up and it'd fly off my finger and do a little loop-de-doo. And yeah, I was just like a kid riding a bike, learning, you know. It's like, oh, you fell down, it's okay. Here you go. Try it again. And you know, that's fun. So I don't think one of those would sting me. I'm confident I could handle one and get some badass pictures. Oh fuck, if I got 3-to-1 on that fucking thing's head, that would be great. That'd be good. So yeah, there we go. Silly Sammy's podcast, episode 2. This should upload a little quicker. I'm still working on deploying the web. Yeah, so it's like with podcasts, you make an RSS feed which links to your audio files, which all that'll be hosted on Amazon S3 through the template. And I want to fine tune that so I can give that. I'll make a little video on how to do it. I want to get that to whoever's interested in starting a podcast, because the whole thing that got me going on the podcast is when I was on the farm, there's a guy there named Brock, and he has this girlfriend that he really loves named Kate, and they have deep, meaningful conversations together, and they want to make a podcast. So I was like, we can fucking start right now. He has a good voice for it too. It's more of a serious. Mine's a funny voice, which is also good for podcasts in its own way. And he was just talking about like, just fucking start it. Like, she could, it's like, you don't have to have your girlfriend sitting next to you. It's like, you can record your thing, she can record her thing, and you can put them together. Or you can call one another and then your third party, your guest, to interview. And yeah, that's the thing with my podcast. It's gonna be a while before I have a guest. Maybe when I'm on the farm, I'll have Brock as a podcast guest, because I really want to streamline it, because anything Gary Vaynerchuk says I take as like gospel, because he listens to people and he understands, and I get it. Like, just from my own damn behaviors, I walk around with my headphones in and I'm listening to YouTube videos while they're running and just destroying my phone battery, by the way. And I'd rather do it, like, I don't care what the video is. I can get everything through audio. Like, I can understand most things through audio, and a lot of people are like that. You go to the gym, you're running on a treadmill, listening to a podcast is great. Great fun. Like, perfect time to do it, because it's net time. No extra time. You're doing something. Like, you're commuting, whether you're riding the bus to work, or you're exercising, or you're walking your dogs. It's like, you have to do those things, and then it's easy to just listen to a podcast or something while you're doing that thing. So it's really embracing multitasking. A lot of people push against multitasking, and listening to audio, I don't really see that as multitasking. It's just like you're enhancing the moment. I'm doing this dumb thing that requires no thought, and while I'm doing that dumb thing that requires no thought, I'm stimulating my brain by listening to something. So there's a lot there, but I want to get that CFT when it works to, and then pre-populate it with a RSS feed so it's ready to go, and you just enter your parameters into Amazon, and it's really all you have to do would be buy the domain that you want for whatever. It doesn't have to be anything related to your podcast either. It's, like, think of Google. That's a stupid name, really, when you look at Google. I'll just Google it. It's funny, it worked out. It really doesn't matter. They could have named it fucking Ass Clown. Probably not the best advice, but still doing the stuff it does. You could see people calling it on the news. Oh, yeah, just Ass Clown it. It's not the name, it's what it does. So, yeah, I'll get that lined up. I'll make a non-podcast video about it. Maybe it'll be a podcast video. That I can walk people through that via voice. And yeah, everyone learns different, so want to do that. Then anyone who wants to make podcasts, they can go to that and just be like, oh, sweet, I just do this. And neat thing about Amazon Web Services is you get a year of their free tier, so you pretty much get to host your podcast for free for a year. And then at the end of the year, you could just delete everything if it wasn't gaining traction. You're like, fuck it, oh, now I like goats. fuck this podcast shit. Yeah, you can do that. So it's really cool. That's why I want to share it. For me, I've had Amazon for a long time, so it costs me, but I don't care. It's tiny amounts. You only pay for what you use, which is a neat thing. It's a neat concept. I know, phone companies like Ting do that. You only pay for, 10, it's $5 or $10 a line, and then you charged X amount per minutes, per text, per data. I think they go by gig. Well, probably megabytes. And if you went a whole month without using your phone, you'd only pay $10, which is kind of neat. And that's kind of the Amazon. Well, that is the Amazon model, is you only pay for what you use. A lot of people bitch about their bill because they're like, oh, fuck, that's a lot higher than I thought. Well, it's so easy, you can spin up the biggest server to run just ridiculous shit with a click of a mouse. So there's room for you to fuck up and spend too much, but that's your own damn fault. You should know what the fuck you're doing. And with the podcast, it's a S3 bucket, hosted CloudFront, super cheap, super simple, and all you have to do is update the RSS feed every time you make a new podcast, and then you put the audio file in the S3 bucket, and the RSS feed links back to that file, and that's it. It's super fucking easy. It's super simple, and I just want to set that up. I'm mainly thinking of Brock on the farm, so I want to get that done today, so this weekend I can show him that and just be like, here you go. Just fucking do this and you're good. All the other nuances. But anyway, there's silly Sammy out.